Greetings, welcome back to PinkOddBird. First, let's start by saying Happy New Year. It's 2024 now. I'm not really sure where last year went. Maybe you guys are feeling me on that, but it flew by. With that being said, I'm hoping this year to be able to make a dent in my crafting. And I think one of the ways that I want to kick that off is by using what I have in a carefree, relaxed, stress-free way where we're going to be able to craft and get some stuff used that's collecting. So I want to start off the year by getting you guys together with me, whether you guys participate along with me, I hope that you do, or you just watch me and maybe you get inspired to get some ideas to do some other things on your own. Either one is totally okay. What I'm hoping to do is a little series that I'm calling No Buy, No Die, Create on the Fly. And the premise behind that is that we don't overwhelm ourselves. We use what we have. So like the no buy, we're using what we have. That's number one. No die, not spending any additional time, taking away from time that we can be creating to dye papers and such, and create on the fly, meaning we're going to use those two, no buying, no dying, to create what we can in that moment on the fly without any pressure. So that means it's most likely not going to be themed. It doesn't have to be like perfect. You're just going to use what you have to make something. So I'm going to be working on a journal. I'm going to be using the loads of stuff that I have, and I want to bring you guys along with me. So let's go ahead and take a look. One of the things that I get asked a lot is, what does my craft area look like? Well, I have two. One is upstairs, which is my primary crafting area, and one is downstairs in the garage, which is where I save a lot of stuff. So I'm going to start out by showing you guys some of my crafting stuff upstairs, where we're going to be pulling from, and probably downstairs because it's a lot. So let's take a look. So my crafting area is more like a crafting space. It's in like the den area. And recently my oldest friend, who's really more like a sister, came, and she and her family stayed here, and she treated me to these two pieces here that came from the Container Store. And oh my gosh, you guys, chef's kiss. So from a glance, this is what it's looking like. So I have a section of things over here, items here, a lot of supplies here, and a little bit more supplies and tools over here in my printer. I won't go into details, like great details about what all of this stuff is, but I guess maybe that could be like a different video for a different day. But for today, I want to take a look in, I think these folders here, these are stackable, and we really liked these because they won't tip over, because they perfectly like stack with each other. And all we had to do was buy the file folders to be able to store the papers in. So there's papers in some, but as you can see, they're not all like filled up yet. So I'm going to start by pulling out base pages for the journal or journals, I don't really know, that I want to make out of these file folders. So let's get started with that. All right, so I'm just going to be seated on my floor here. I'm going to start with this little, oh my gosh. This is probably enough to make a whole journal on its own. Oh my. Okay, we'll take a look at what's in there. I'm just going to sit on the floor here and get started with pulling out some base pages. So let's see what I have in here. I've got some like little stationery or calendar type pieces. I'm going to pull, I don't know, 3 of those. Let's start with 3. Let's make it different. Let's pull, I like these. They're front and back sides. So we'll take 3 of those. What else do I have in here? A piece of plain paper. And you guys, I hate to break it to you, but we are going to use pieces of plain paper. If it's in your area of like papers to be used, it's going to be used. So that's one. And then I have like these really cute papers. They have like cookies and tea desserts. So we'll take 3 of those. Nice, they're thin. I like how thin they are, almost like tissue paper. Oh, let's take one of these. Mix it up. We'll take one of those. Look how thin these are. Oh my gosh. The texture is great. I'll take this one here. So that'll be 3. I guess this is the same kind of paper. Maybe. Let's see. 1, 2. And we'll take that one as 3. Okay, next. Hand writing paper. So let's take 3 of those. Ooh, you guys, I can probably make, so many. If I'm starting with 3, oh, yay. Let's take 3. I'm going to just start pulling from like the selections that I have here. And then if I end up needing more papers for base pages, because we're also going to be pulling from my existing scrapbook paper pads. So those will also count as pieces of paper in your journal, obviously. So we'll take 3 of these. What else? It's just a half piece, but I'll take it. I guess these are really cool. These are nicely textured papers. I love these papers. I'm not sure what kind they are, but they're kind of like transparent almost, but they have like a really cool texture or grain to them. So we'll take 3 of those. I've got some of this like old onion skin paper. I'll take 3. Oh, this is really something, one of the things that I really save. Let's take 3 of these crafty color papers. Oop. Make sure I grab 3. Yes, 3. And next, this is like cardstock. Oh, but this is, okay, that's heavy duty cardstock. More tissue paper. It's a gray cardstock, I think. Do I have 3? Perfectly, I have 3. These are leftovers from Christmas. Halloween printable. I didn't get to even make it because I ran out of time. Okay, so these are all empty. So let's grab the next tote. All right, we've got tote number 2 here. This one looks like it's got some coffee dyed paper. So I'll take 3. And some color paper. I'll take 3. Again, there's no theme or anything to this, so we're going to get what we get. That's what it is. There's 1. Let's take different ones. And 2. Do I have another color? And 3. All right. That's wax paper. And here, we'll take some of this for interest. How many do I need? Let's see. They're kind of big, so I think 1.5 will do. So I'm going to tear 1 in half. More dyed papers, I reckon. Let's see. There are some music ones. There's 2. I'll take that one as 3, ledger paper. More dyed paper, but look how nice that is. Here's some more of it. Let's see. Oh my gosh, look how nice these are. So we'll take 1, 2, Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that. This is dyed. And 3. Wow. I guess I'll save this one for me. That is a good job on that. It almost looks like that's how the paper came. All right. More dyed paper. Let's see, because I don't want to get too many. What's in here? More dyed paper. Oh my goodness. All right, we'll take a couple of these. So we'll take 1. Ooh, I like the texture of these. 2. And we'll take that one as 3. Oh my gosh, there's already so many papers, you guys, and we haven't even gotten to scrapbook paper yet. Okay, we got some line graph paper here. 1, 2, 3. The reason why I'm doing it this way is because it's kind of forcing me to really just pull something out of every area where there's just stuff being, you know, held. Some more dyed paper. Wow. Okay. Let's see what I can take from here. I think these were some originals that I wanted to save, but let's take 1, 2, and we'll take you as 3. Ooh, that's a good one. These are index cards. They're not really gonna work for this part. More dyed paper. Wow, look at this paper. This came from Lisa. Body, Mind, Spirit Store. I don't know if Lisa still has her shop up, but that's where this paper came from. It's gorgeous. I think I'm going to save those because I'll use them for a specific project. I know that's going against what we're doing, but I mean, look what we've got so far. Okay, we're still making progress. Okay, baby steps. All right, let's see. More dyed paper. Might as well pull something from here. Let's see. We got some torn ones, so we'll take 1, 2. We'll take you as 3. More dyed paper. Wow. All right. Oh, I think this might be bigger paper. You know, I'm going to save this because the pages are really big, and this is nice to use for when I make bigger journals instead of tearing it down. This is like the dyed paper bin. All right, we'll take 3 from here. Oh, they're paper clipped. Let's take 1, 2, and 3. I'm curious to see if we're going to make 3 journals. I don't want to get too particular right now with like numbering things. I want to start out just by grabbing things that are here. From there, we'll start whittling down, but I'm curious to know like how many pages I've got so far. So I know, like, is this going to be a soft cover journal, or is this going to be more of like a hardcover journal with more than one signature, or journals, I should say. More dyed paper that I've already even folded. So there's 1, well, let's take 1, 2, and 3. Stoilies, I think. So we'll take 1. Hopefully these will fit. I hope I don't have to cut them down. Let's take the smaller ones. That's 3. There's 2 hearts and a circle. More dyed index cards. We don't need those yet. More envelopes, dyed paper. Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll take some of them, I guess. These are nice. They're almost yellowy. The texture on these is nice too. A lot of crafty friends have sent me, you know, and I think that's why I also like to save it, because it's coming from crafty friends and everybody's technique is different, right? So everybody's techniques and paper textures and all that are different. So it's always fun to get something from a crafty friend. So you guys are going to be getting some stuff from a lot of talented crafters in this community. At this point, in order to save my sanity along with space, I've had to blend it all together. So I can't remember where they all came from anymore, but don't worry, they are here. All right, let's take 3 from here. And are you guys working on any journals? And if so, what types of journals are you working on? Are they more like, let's see, 1, 2, and 3. Are they more like, I don't know. Are they like writing type journals, or are they, because judging by this, these are going to be writing journals. Tons of space. We'll take 3 from here because there's more dyed paper. You know, I think what happens is I get a little overwhelmed and I'm like, oh, I need to dye paper because I don't have any. And then I just keep dyeing paper, but I still have dyed paper. And that's how we end up here. So there's 1. But yeah, so are you guys making more like junk journal-y kind of things? That's 2. Or are you making like a writing type journal, planner type journal, memory keeping type journal? What kind of journals are you guys working on? All right, so that is, I think those are it. The other 2 totes, well, let's see what they have. So this tote, obviously it's not full yet, but this is mostly chipboard, stuff for book covers, so we don't need that yet. Okay, this last tote is a little bit too heavy to move, but it's got lots of like plain types of paper and some of my cardstock that I use for tags. So what I'm going to do is pull out some of these like pieces of paper that are like plain ones, but the cardstock I probably won't because that I'm going to save for tags. It's 2 different types of papers in here. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, friends, so far on our base pages, this is what we have. We pulled out in packs of 3s. So at this point, what I want to do now is take myself downstairs and you guys, and we're going to take a look at some scrapbook paper. I think whatever to make it carefree, to make it stress-free, and to help us not hyper focus on, oh, what theme, because it's not supposed to be a theme. I'm just going to start pulling in 3s from, say, the first 3 paper pads that I come across when we get downstairs. So let's go. Ooh, Lucy, I'm home. Whoa. Oh my gosh, I'm putting my feet in my Crocs and they're ice cold. Whew, it's dark in here. As you guys can see, I have a little bit of stuff everywhere. However, the first papers that I see are here. So let's pull these out and see what we can take out of there. It's ice cold in here. So let's make this process as fast as possible. Brrr. First paper pad, I'm going to pull 3 from here. Well, first let me see if they're... Okay, these are thin. I'm okay with having some that are thin as singles. Let's pull 3. Okay, we've got 3. We've got 3 out of there. All right, next I have this die cuts with a view. So let's pull 3 out of here. Now these are thicker pieces of cardstock. So there's 1. Up, up, up. 2, up, up, up. 3, up, up, up. I feel like we're going to be doing this on repeat all year. Okay, so this big pad, woo, jumbo rumbo. I'm going to take 6 because these are thin, so I want to double these up. So let's go. 1, 6. Did everyone say hi to Boris and Morris's distant cousin Dolores? Okay, Okay. So we might, well, I guess what we'll do is after I pull these, we'll go back and see like, how many pages we have, and then figure out how many signatures we're going to do. All right, let's go. And do I want any from here maybe? This is a cool paper pad. It's the Fall Orchard. Why not? Let's just take a couple, or 3. I don't want the ones that say autumn specifically. I want it to be a little bit more generic. So 1. Oh, so cute. Look at that. 2 and 3. All right, we're done with scrapbook paper for now. You know what? Just to be safe, and it's definitely not going to hurt anything for us to use what we've got here. And if you're like me, you've got a lot. I'm going to pull 3 out of this dark academia paper pad. So let's pull 3 more. And 3. All right, I'm going to put these away. Let's go back upstairs where it's warm. All right, friendly friendos. We're back upstairs. This is what we have so far. So this is kind of like the scrapbook papers that we just went to go pick up. And then the others. So I think the last thing that we're going to do on this video for today is going to be starting to separate these into piles. I already have a video that I've done many moons ago on how I do my processing for how my pages go. I'll make sure I can link that one for you guys if you want to watch that video in particular in more detail. But for now, I'm just going to kind of go with the flow, see what feels right with me and how I want to do this. And I invite you guys to just hang out, craft along with me, maybe learn something if you're newer, or, you know, I'm not the almighty teacher. I'm just trying to craft. But I think that's one of the fun things is that we can all pick up a little something from everyone, right? And then we implement it and make it our own. Make it your own, put your own spin and your own twist. Keep your originality in everything that you do. Holy. All right, so I know that I have my pages in sets of 3. So I'm going to start with my scrapbook papers for now and make 3 piles. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Again, we're creating on the fly. So this is gonna be what I call you get what you get. Don't stress yourself. Don't think, oh my gosh, this one doesn't match with this one. It doesn't matter. Just let yourself create. Free yourself. So I'm gonna take 2s. So that'll be 1 because I'm gonna double these. They're much thinner than the other one. So that's 1, 2, and my poor one that tore. That's okay. I probably won't need that piece anyway. So that's 3. All right, now those, I feel like I am, and I'm not mad at it, but I do believe that I'm going to need more scrapbook papers, judging by how many other pages that I have here. And I'm not upset at that. I'll just go back downstairs and grab some more if I need them. But I want to get a count on how many each pile has before we do that. You know what also, guys, I already have a bunch of book pages that are kind of just torn and they're all in a tub. So we'll go back and grab some book pages, maybe not in this video, but I will make sure to grab some book pages. The texture on these is divine. Ugh, I sure hope I have one of those left for myself. So good. I found these music sheet pages in one of the totes that we looked at. Okay, so it's not so bad once it's divided up into piles of 3. Now I need to count the pages that are in these piles. Okay, I'm counting 36. I'm counting 36. I want to add some book pages. So why don't we call it, let's grab the book pages first before I decide on this. Whew, okay, I had to climb in the garage to get these, but I got them. So I'm gonna divvy these up into the 3 piles. So that's 37. 38, right? Yeah. 38. 39. 40. 41, and oh my gosh, 42. Okay, let me pause this so I can think, because you guys already know I am not mathy. All right, so with this amount of pages, I think we might be able to do 6 or 7 signatures, which means these are going to be books that are pretty big, but they're going to be great, really good memory keeping books, especially with the format that we're going to be doing. So let's go ahead and try and set one of these up into signatures. So to do that, and you know what, you guys, this is where it's going to get tricky for me. So I might have to go get more of these, but first, let's see what we can see. All right, so we got 1, 3, 4. Let's start with 6. 6 piles. So 1, 2, 3, I'm not sure how I'm counting, but it's making sense in my head, okay? It's making sense in my head. All right, so there's that. Now let's keep going. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It might be easier if you want to do this on the floor where you have more space, but I'm trying to fit into the camera frame. All right, so 1, 5.
So friends, this is really a lot of redundancy, but you just want to continue on dividing the pages that you have in one particular pile into individual piles that will eventually be your signatures.
2. All right, now that we've got those divided up, I want to take a look at these. Okay, I know that I said this was probably all that we were going to do today, I will probably do the other two off camera. You don't need to see me replicate this process, this particular part of the process 3 times. That would be really redundant. But let me clear some space really quick. I'm going to get my paper cutter and see if I can cut these down and put them into a signature bundles and see how I like it. And see if, because some of these papers are really thin, which is fine. There's not, you know, anything wrong with that, but I'm wondering if I might want to grab some more like scrapbook papers that are on the thicker side in case you want to do like heavier work, like more, like you can't really glue much on a page like this, you know, so you need some pages that are going to be a little bit more sturdy, I think, also. So let me cut these down and then I might end up adding more pages. We'll see. Okay, so that's kind of how this one is. I think I probably will end up cutting this one. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, it can be like adding some interest to the edges, but I do like to give the rest of them a trim because they're going to be sticking out. So I'll do that in a bit, but I'm going to continue to fold these down and see what my signatures are looking like. So I will do this process again and I'll be right back with you. All right, friends, so I've got my signatures, 6 of them all put together. And I do still have a little bit more trimming to do on them, but what I think I am going to do is run back through either my dyed paper bin or my scrapbook paper pads and grab one more sheet to add to each of these signatures. And then this will be one completed signature set for one book. I still have the same process to repeat for these 2 bundles. When we come back, I will have my 3 ready to go. Depending on how many you're doing, you'll have 1 or more, or if you're just watching, come on back. But that's what I'm going to do, is add the 1 more sheets to each signature, and I'll do the same to those. And then I will see you guys on the next video. Make sure that you guys have your notifications turned on if you want to follow along with this series. So I think that is going to wrap it up for me for now. Be sure to stay tuned because you never know what direction this odd flock of ours is heading into. And until next time, toodaloo.